Hello, side questing tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall with me, BlueAnkylo. So, before we go on Blitz's mission, which is, I think, the plan for today, because it's technically a side mission, and that seems like a good idea, I did decide that maybe we should talk to Frau Miller in case this is skippable by not talking to her and going on a mission. So, let's go say hello. Hello? Set against the frozen cobblestones of the empty park, Frau Müller looks entirely out of place. She suppresses a shiver and hugs herself for warmth. Good I put her on edge by selecting this place. She appears as Amsel described her, an impressive-looking woman of Astlander descent, with coffee-colored skin and dark wavy hair. Everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She's obviously nervous, but she is hiding it well. She locks eyes with you and hesitates only slightly before speaking. Lady Blue, I presume. Herr Amsel told me that I would meet you here. Yep. She holds her silence for a moment, then nods. Yes, I do. In truth, I'm in desperate need of your help. Then tell me what you need, Frau Müller. She offers you a small smile. An assumed name, obviously, but I have been told that is how you people do business. She straightens in her seat and tries on a smile. It hangs there for a second, then fades away. She sighs. From my accent, you've no doubt inferred that I am an Atslaner. As whatever. Further, you may have guessed who I work for. I mean, isn't that name one of the megacorps was like Aztec or something? I forget all the Shadowrun lore, but maybe? Yeah, look, as technology. See, I figured it out before I even read. I promise you, I didn't cheat. Unfortunately, my character didn't take corporate etiquette in Shadowrun, so... You tell me, I'm not in the business of guessing. As Technology, the only Aslan-based corporation operating in Germany. I've been with the company for over a decade. Over the course of my employment, I've worked on a great many projects. From the innocent to the obscene, my hands have touched it all. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at all tasks before me. Yeah, I get it. You know what? This is a business transaction. Go on, please. We'll listen to her. Don't give personal judgment in business. Keep it objective. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenochtitlan. I guess as technology is like Aztec, so she's in like South America. Tenochtitlan. They told me that an employee of my caliber was needed in Berlin, and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail that I was given was the name of the project, Bloodline. Catchy. She looks you in the eye, and for the first time you can see the crack in her composure. She's doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down, this woman is terrified. Excellent. More profit for us. I've seen many terrible things in my life, Lady Blue. How do you know my name's Lady Blue? I could be somebody else. Lady Purple Hair. In Tenochtitlan, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. Yeah, it's probably pretty bad. In the underground markets, people are bought and sold as chattel. Street children are rounded up and bled like lambs. I've witnessed all of these things by the age of 12. She takes a deep breath, then lets it out slowly. Seeing such things, it changes you, makes you numb, but what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project, it horrifies me, Lady Blue, and it must be stopped. Alright, are we, like, exporting German children to as technology to be sacrificed to your dark magic? She shakes her head. The less you know, the better for both of us. You just have to trust me. I don't like trusting people I just met. You need only know that it is evil, and that it is not a word I use lightly. Well, you have to understand, Frau Müller. I can't accept a job without knowing what it entails. Business. Of course not. Your job will be relatively simple. I want you to bring the building down. The computers, the research data, the mages and scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burned to ash and buried in rubble. No compromise, no exception. Her tone softens. I'm sure you have unanswered questions. I'm not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I've spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. So tell me, Blue, is there anything that you need to hear? Or are you ready to make a decision? How many innocent people are there in the building? None of us are innocent, Lady Blue. But if you need to salve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on site will be security and senior members of the research team. And I assure you, neither are innocent in this matter. If the Bloodline project reaches completion, nobody will be safe ever again. This sounds like hyperbole, I know, but it isn't. The Bloodline project will lead to countless deaths. I'm certain enough of this to hire you, despite the fact that doing so will probably cost me my own life. Well, Paul Amsel is my representative. That's a lot of syllables, guys. I'm not supposed to read that well. Why couldn't you just tell him? I had to meet you in person, to look into your eyes and see the woman behind the name. Now that I have done so, I am sure you're the one I need. Naturally, I will send any further information about the job to Amsel, provided, of course, that you'd accept. Well, to be fair, I'm not a demolitions expert. How do you expect me to level a building? You don't need to. All you need is a competent decker. The facility is powered by a number of on-site generators. There are safeguards in place to prevent them from overloading. In the event of a power spike, the system is designed to shut itself down. But I know how you can disable those safeguards. Once the generators begin to overload, you'll have a limited time to reach a safe distance. The explosion will be quite catastrophic. Okay, what about the security? Expect it to be tight. In addition to their standard security team, Az Technology has taken out a knight-errant high-threat response team contract to protect the building. Corporate doesn't seem to mind contracting a competitor for emergency response services. That should give you some kind of indication of the uniqueness of this project. That does sound a little weird. One corporation hiring another corporation to defend them. But that's how it works. I don't know a whole lot about these sorts of things, but high threat response teams tend to mean like a second after the alarm goes off, like a helicarrier flies over and drops off a bunch of mages in super soldiers in like professional like military grade armor. We'll see. Yeah. At any rate, I believe that you will come to a solution for the knight-errant problem. I'll discuss the matter with your heir Amsel himself if you decide to take the job. And how are we being paid? 36,000 nuyen. Deal. It's better than fair. I've done my homework, Lady Blue. Alright. I mean, I did just blow a building up not too long ago. And I felt really bad about it. But this time it's different. Her face visibly brightens. In that case, it's a deal. I can't tell you how relieved I am, Lady Blue. Thank you for helping me bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with your heir Amsel. He'll want to talk this over with you anyway, I'm sure. You're a good woman, Lady Blue. You are saving more lives than you know. We'll see about that. I mean, at first glance, I feel like she seems honest, so I could trust her. But remember, this is Shadowrun. She could be faking this whole thing. Maybe she does not even work for Az Technology. She could work for a competitor. Maybe she's got something that she wants us to destroy that implicates her of something else. You know, yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities in Shadowrun. Things are rarely as simple as they first appear, basically. That's why I like this lore. One of these days, I should really try to figure out how to get into a good Shadowrun group. Do it the old pen and paper style rather than just old video games. It's pretty cool lore. All right, Paul, let's talk to you a little bit first. Welcome back, Lady Blue. How'd the meeting go? Yeah, I took the job. Any idea how to tackle this? Oh yes, a few. Frau Mueller has provided us with detailed information on the facility. I've vetted the information and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy. According to Mueller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Aztecs, the Azis, that's racist, have spared no sense to defend it. The facility is patrolled by AS Technology's internal security personnel. On their own, they would pose a challenge, but I don't doubt you could brute force your way through them. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own, as Technology has purchased one of Knight Errant's more expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. It's really not good. No, it is not. Knight Errant is too dangerous to take on directly, but if you were to compromise their comm links, we could at least partially mitigate the danger. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine, and he's provided me with the address of small software developer OTK International. They write the firmware updates for Knight Errant's comm systems, and their defenses should be considerably weaker than Aztec. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this. You hit the offices of OTK International and reduce their computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Aztec office, I'll be able to track Knight Errant via their comlink. This should make the run much more manageable. He fishes in his pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a corporate ID with your face on it. This will get you through the front door of the office park that contains OTK International. My contact was only able to provide me with one card, so you'll need to let the rest of your team in through the side door. That's fine. That's a good plan. Very good. OTK's offices aren't far. You take the U-Bahn when you're ready. Alright, well that sounds like a two-parter mission. We'll have to do some sneaking around on our own and then hit the actual main objective afterwards. So that one's definitely, you know, lower priority than Blitz's relatively quick mission. So let's get on with Blitz's relatively quick mission. I believe there is one side mission for every one of your allies, basically. So here we go. Gotta make sure I click the right one here. Okay. So Dragonfall is where we want to go. We are able to do the OTK mission or the AG Chemi mission, which we're saving for maybe after this one or something. I feel like this is really big. Maybe this is like a big plot mission or something. It looks like a big one anyway. 36,000 Nuyen, two-phase mission, you know. Settling debts. Dragonfall. It'd be high on anyone's list of places to avoid, but that's where you're headed, and you're going here alone this time. The last time you saw Blitz, he was carting his portable terminal over to Cafe something, presumably so that he could do his decking in the most comfortable environment possible. Like everything else related to Dragonfall, the U-Bomb train it services is in poor repair. The car you're riding in stinks like a chemical toilet on a hot day. On the floor near the doorway, you catch sight of a trampled lump of tattered fur. The longer you stare at it, the more convinced you become that you're looking at the remains of a long-dead squirrel. The train rumbles to a stop, and the door slides open. Time to get this over with. Lovely. We're taking Lady Blue, and just for refreshing your memory, Mana Ball, AoE, Lightning Barrier, sort of defendy type stuff. Haste is always useful. Healing, I think we just moved this over from Dietrich. Aim is a really good spell. Armor is a really good spell. At least we can buff our own armor and aim up enough that maybe we can kill something. I don't know. We do have an emergency gold trauma kit in case we die, which might save our life. We've got an air elemental for an emergency and a couple med kits. I figure we're fairly well equipped. Hopefully we don't have to use them all. The consumables are expensive. Alright. Stepping out of the U-Bahn tunnel, you once again find yourself in the squalid alleys of the Dragonfall. The place is a pit. Piles of waste, human and otherwise, litter the streets. The gutted husks of commercial buildings stand hollow and empty all around you. Your comlink crackles to life and you can hear the distant sounds of Cafe C. Merriment, laughter, and the clink of silverware on china. Blitz's voice cuts in a second later. Hey, Chief, ready to do this thing? Yeah, say, Blitz, I've got a question for you. Yeah? You hear a slurping sound, presumably Blitz taking a sip of steaming hot soykef. The only steam that you can see out here is your own breath condensing in the frigid night air. What's up? Enjoying your soykef? Oh, sure, Chief. Nothing like a hot mug of soykef on a cold night. You're telling me, Blitz. Yeah, Chief, I guess that it must be pretty frosty out there, huh? Another distant roar of laughter crackles over your comlink. Presumably, the patrons of Cafe C are having a lovely evening. Sorry about that, but look on the brighter side. You get to have an adventure. That's something, right? You owe me for this, man. Blitz sighs. Yeah, Chief, I do. So I was thinking, like, in the Shadowrun world, you can get all kinds of, like, fancy high-tech stuff. Like, maybe getting, like, some sort of smell disabler would be very valuable for walking around these sorts of areas, so you don't have to be, you know, assaulted by the smell of piles of crap on the side of the street. Garbage everywhere. A plain-looking man in a fancy suit taps away at his PDA. He's an older guy, probably in his late 50s. In the filth-strewn streets of Dragonfall, he stands out like a sore thumb. At the sound of your approach, he stops what he's doing and shifts his gaze. Lady Blue? I might be. Who's asking? My name is Hassenkamp. I'm Mr. Grinder's accountant. What a remarkable coincidence. Heisenkamp nods. It's not Heisen, or I was thinking Heisenberg. Hassenkamp. His expression is deadpan. He's a butler. Mr. Grinder sent me to ensure the money transfer goes according to plan. When you enter the building, I'm going with you. Mr. Grinder, eh? How did Mr. Grinder even know I would be here? Your pal Blitz, he sent Mr. Grinder a message with a complete breakdown of your plan an hour ago. He did, eh? Your comlink crankles to life. Well, of course I did, Chief. How would I be sure that he would get me off the hook if I didn't ask? And so, to find out, you let a homicidal loan shark know exactly when and where to find me. Well, that's not exactly how I'd put it, but yeah, I guess. In my own defense, I didn't expect him to send his accountant to shadow you, though. That's a new one on me. I hate to interrupt, but if you two are finished, I'd like to get this on the show on the road. He glances at his wristwatch. I want to get back home before my grandkids go to bed. Couldn't agree more. It's your turn, Blitz. Get the door open so we can get inside. You got it, Chief! Heading inside. This won't take 5 seconds. What has he gotten us into? Oh, hacking. We actually have to hack? Okay, well we've got some white IC or something. Maybe we're on his deck right now. Okay, we're in the Matrix and we can just like walk around. I think that's the first time this has ever happened. Hey IC guys. Alright, let's go hacking. I guess we need to talk to this guy. Gatekeeper ICs. Hey Gatekeeper. This is totally different. A Gatekeeper IC program stands impassively waiting to challenge all comers. Visitor, identity unknown. Please present security code string. Let's see here. Override security access root command trapdoor. There's a brief pause and the IC flashes twice. Access granted. Yep, that's what we figured. Thanks, Gatekeepers. This is actually kind of cool. I like this. Sure hope we don't get into a fight here. So we got some auto turrets surrounded by gatekeepers. Let's go talk to the guy in the middle first. A piece of Watcher IC turns, flashing angrily. A rapid-fire sequence of lights pulse out a warning. Keep away. Check my credentials with your friend back there. Go on, I can wait. A moment later, the Watcher IC flickers apologetically. Secondary security verification approved. Super user status verified. Query. How may I help you today? Just step aside, pal. I'm in a rush. The program obediently moves aside. Proceed and have a pleasant day. Meatbag. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. This is pretty good. I like it. If I'm the super user, can I just turn the auto turrets off right now? Apparently not. Sure, we'll want to hack those at some point. Alright, we got a door. Locked both digitally and physically. Main system hardware firewall. Nice. And that should do it, Chief. You're good to head on inside. The main server should be just ahead. A shocking display of competence from the red-haired disaster. That's what Mr. Grinder calls your pal, by the way. He's got a rep around these parts. For some strange reason, all of his friends keep dying. Don't listen to this asshole, Chief. He shouldn't even be here. I don't know, he's kind of growing on me. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not overly enthusiastic about either of you, so let's just get this over with, alright? Fine by me. Anything else we should know about Blitz? Yeah, I've hit the first firewall in there. I'll need you to get in there and install that bypass. Yeah. We're off to a great start. Alright, well, hopefully my charming good looks and witty personality will let me talk my way through any trouble. We actually have him in the party? Hassenkamp. He's, oh, he's got a lot of HP. I like that. If we get into a fight, he's a pistol guy, it looks like. So that's something. Does he have any gear? He's got a pistol, a Ruger Super Warhawk, some grenades, some medkits, not armor. That sucks. I guess I'm glad we've got the armor spell. So if we have to send him into combat, we can armor him up and buff him up a little bit. Surely there'll be combat, right? Yeah, it is a dump. The top drawer of the desk is packed full of slender plastic rods. Cred sticks, hundreds of them. Okay. You sink your hands into the drawer of loose cred sticks and fish out a fistful. The plastic is slick and pleasant to the touch. As you withdraw your hand from the desk, Hassenkamp chuckles. They're all blank. You don't think that Landenberg Ring would leave them in an unlocked drawer if they had money on them, do you? Might as well check. You try to initiate a transfer between one of the cred sticks from the desk and the one in your pocket. Sure enough, the stick from the desk is blank. So is the next one that you try, and the next. Told you so. Now, can we keep moving, or do you want to check every stick in that drawer? Well, it couldn't hurt. That was a rhetorical question, genius. He shakes his head. Come on, Lady Blue, let's keep moving. It's worth a try. You never know. I didn't even check this door. Was that one, like, locked? The desk is catastrophically messy. Candy wrappers litter its work surface, and in the bottom drawer is ajar. Search it! How about... You about through over there? Hang on, buddy. I'm not sure that we're on the same page here, so we should probably hash this out now and save ourselves some time. We are here to fetch the money that your friend owes to Mr. Grinder. That means that we aren't here to ransack desks or steal office supplies. So what you're doing right now could accurately be described as a waste of time. This isn't going to take very long, don't worry. Taking longer to talk about it. I'm not worried, I'm irritated, but fine, whatever, do your thing, just do it fast. You got it. Rummaging through the desk, you find an old-fashioned binder stuffed with cheap paper. Leafing through the pages, you discover what appears to be a business plan. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring is in the process of opening a string of payday loan centers across Dragonkippe. Hey, Hassenkamp, what does the Grinder think about this? Isn't Mundy lending his racket? Yeah, those Landenberg pricks have been a tick on his ass for years now, sucking away at the revenue that should be lining his pockets. Bad business all around. Thankfully, we're going to recover at least a little of that cash tonight. And speaking of which, yeah. At the back of the binder, you find a note scrawled on a slip of paper. Plots. I have a real and pressing concern about this silent partner that you've brought on for the loan center scheme. We don't need him. I'm saying it, but nobody listens. Call me. Okay. Any idea who this Plots guy is? Miserable son of a bitch. I had to share an office with that man for... Never mind, you don't need to know. The plot thickens. Play the X-Files theme song. Doodly doodly doo. Hey, we got an advanced med kit. Scrounging. We're also going to scrounge in the trash can. He's going to be so mad at us. The garbage can hasn't been emptied in a while. When you lift up the lid, you find the bin full to overflowing with crumpled paper and disused office stationery. Search it! Oh, for Christ's sake. Here we go again. Ah, come on. Calm down, man. It's part of the job. This is ridiculous. You're on a run with a deadline and you're rooting through a trash can. Happens more often than you'd expect. The longer we argue about this, the longer it's going to take. Fine, do your thing, but make it quick. Most of the waste in here comes in the form of old bank statements. Apparently, somebody in the Londenberg ring has been using the backs of the statements as scratch paper. The third handful of trash you liberate from the bin contains a note that catches your eye. A. Where did you score that stuff, man? The juice that you were passing around, the stuff was unreal. I'm serious, man. I haven't been that high since grad school. When you get your hands on more, you let me know. John. So, how's the comp? Well, let's see. Apparently a man named A scored some juice, and it was really unreal stuff. So what do I make of it? A couple of things. One, the Landenberg ring has some real fuck-ups on its payroll, and two, you're wasting our time. Of the two, I'm more upset about the second because it involves you keeping me here in this cesspool longer than I need to be. Does that answer your question? Yep. Ask a silly question, get a silly answer. Hey, I'm having fun here. Alright, door control. I wonder if this is where we're supposed to go. Wow, there's a gold star up here. The door is locked. There's a small keypad, a keycard reader, and a comm panel. Use a comm panel. You depress the call button. A shrill buzzing sound fills the air. There's no answer. You press the button again and hold it. The buzzer screeches like a frightened animal, then sputters and dies out. Moments later, a high-strung voice warbles out of the speaker. Who the hell are you, and why are you leaning on the goddamn door buzzer? The voice has a shrill, tremulous quality that you recognize instantly. This guy is riding a stim high. You're sure of it. Shh. After a pregnant pause, you hear the voice again. Stupid thing, must be busted again. With a click, the line goes dead. The door is still locked, but the light on the comm panel blinks invitingly. Use the comm panel again. You press the button again, and again it chokes out its screeching cry. This time the response is immediate. What the hell? Whoever you are, you better knock it off, I swear. Something bad is going to happen if you don't. Twice in a row? What is this thing's problem? With a click, the line goes dead. The door is still locked, but the light on the comm panel blinks invitingly. You could almost swear the response comes before you press the button this time. It's uncanny. Albert, I swear to God, if you're messing around there, I'm going to shank you with a pen. In the kidney, Albert. That's where I'll put it. Right in the kidney. With a click, the line goes dead. The door slams open on the other side. A disheveled middle-aged man with wild eyes clutches a fountain pen in one hand and a gun in the other. You're not Albert. Not Albert. Well, we got the door open. Alright, that was worth it. Server Decker. He was protected by this door for so long. Alright, good times, everybody, good times. Let's see, what do we want to do here? It's just one guy. Just get vision, shoot him. I mean, we don't really have cover or anything. We could probably just hang out back here and let him come to us, I guess, but I think we could just kill him in one round? I don't know. Dead-eye shot. So 91%. Bam! 16 damage. It's pretty good. So could put haste on. I think, like, if I put Lightning Barrier around him, we can basically just kill his AP. I don't want to spend any consumables on one guy. Can't even really miss that, but it doesn't do that much damage. I should get the oops. I should get the AoE spell, the stun ball, rather than the mana ball. It'd probably be better. Okay, well, we weren't able to kill him. I don't know, standing out in the open like this. What I'm thinking is, you heal the wound, the last wound you took. So as long as we can kill him right now, that wound will heal. Like so. So rushing it, I mean, seems to be a good idea. Alright, well that was pretty clever. Got a key card. Sweet. Now, before we go this way, I'm just going to take a slight detour. Because I feel like that's probably the way to go. I want to see if I missed any loot over here. Maybe we can't get in there. We're scouting out. So maybe we have to get through that door to get to that equipment. This place is not looking that hot, honestly. Let's check these desks out, though. Come on, Blue. The desk is an oasis of order amidst the chaos of the rest of the building. Papers and chips are stacked neatly or filed by name and date. There's even an old-fashioned coffee mug filled with a random assortment of graphite pencils and ink pens. This desk is actually organized. Must belong to somebody in management. Sure. He glances at the chronometer of his PA. Time's wasting. Hang on, there might be something important. He rolls his eyes. Fine, whatever, just make it quick. Check the paper. You appear to have discovered a compilation of financial reports. Each report details the fiscal health of a small corporation. Taken as a whole, they paint a picture of a small business across the whole of Germany. Each corp in the pile seems to have an interesting, innovative project underway. Unfortunately, all are also in dire financial straits, and at least half of them are teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Despite the corporation's impending insolvency, the files suggest buying heavily into all of them. Apparently, the Landenberg Ring's sources have led them to believe that all of these corporations are on the verge of being acquired by a single megacorp. The file doesn't say which one. A financial crime ring is involved in insider trading. Shocking. Can we move on? Most of the drawers are neatly stocked with stationary supplies, but nothing interesting turns up. Unfortunately, we're not strong enough to break a lock. Alright. You sure? Maybe there are some nice binder clips in there for you to play with, or a staple remover for you to steal? Really? Well, I might as well take another look. Forget I said anything, let's go. Hey man, you're gonna play like that? I'm gonna spend all day looking at these. The terminal has been left on, and the screen is still active. It has been logged in under the name Albert Trips. Keyboard input has been locked out, and a password entry box hangs on the screen. Oh, I don't know what it would be. I don't know. Albert Trips. Maybe one of the dialogue we read in one of the pieces of paper would have told us, but I don't know what it would be. Kind of a shame. I like getting those side objectives, but I could never remember, and it doesn't seem to keep track of those very often in your journal. Unless it's like a plot one. That'll be like the elevator, I guess. So can I get through this door yet? No, that's still locked. Check these side offices or whatever they are first. Find a shelf of banking information. The data in this paperwork all points to Meat Grinder and contains a long list of financial transactions. The whole thing is enclosed in a manila file folder labeled. I think plots maybe is the password I should try. For once, Hasenkampf doesn't complain about the detour. When he sees the information in front of you, he stops dead in his tracks. Plotz. That name a couple of times since we arrived. Any ideas? Jürgen Plotz. He's the leader of the Landeberg Ring. I guess he's probably not the password then. I had to share an office with that miserable son of a bitch for 5 years before we went our separate ways. He's the greediest, most narcissistic piece of work that I've ever met, and I work for a loan shark. Probably not your fan either. No, he is not. Anyway, in the end, it doesn't matter. Mr. Grinder will get paid, and Plotz is going to write the check. Why would Meat Grinder's financial records be here? To steal from him, most likely, but these records, they don't make sense. Care to explain that? The accountant frowns, staring at the paper printouts in front of him. I know Mr. Grinder's books. I tend them for him. And I'm telling you, what I'm seeing here doesn't add up. In what way? I'm seeing projections for future profits in here that run way outside the scope of what our organization brings in annually. I don't know how Plotz got his hands on this information, but it couldn't be any more wrong. Maybe there's something going on you don't know about. Could Grinder be working on a deal under your nose? Something he wants to keep you insulated from? No way. That would be financial suicide. Mr. Grinder is good at intimidating people and breaking kneecaps. When it comes to keeping his business running, I'm the man he turns to. Have been for a dozen years. Maybe you should ask Mr. Grinder. Yeah. He glances back at the folder of information. A conflicted expression on his face. Maybe I should. Interesting. So I guess if I was a decker, I could send a drone through the vent. Generally, you can't do anything. Yeah, it's just big enough for a drone. Generally, can't do anything with those unless you have a decker. But it doesn't really matter if you can just open the door. And we got some cram. Yeah, I guess we'll just sell it. I'm not into drugs in this game. Server terminal. The interface of this console has been locked. Peering around the terminal, you find an absolute rat's nest of tangled cables running between it and the servers. Blitz, there's quite a few cables here. Come on, Chief, it's not that complicated. They're running a hardware firewall. You'll find it installed on the main matrix line, just before it reaches the first server. Kid stuff, really? Oh, for Christ's sake, quit preening and walk her through it. Hate to say it, but he's right. If you want me to get you around that firewall, you're gonna have to give me instructions. Alright, Chief will take you through the steps. First, find the main matrix line. It'll be the heavy-duty optical cable that's wired through the wall from the outside. Good. Now find the first box that cable connects into. It'll have 3 cables plugged into it, power and 2 optical. Connect the ends of the bypass to the 2 optical cables. Bing. Alright. Nothing. I'm in. That wasn't so hard. Yeah, just get us in the vault. That's your bypass. Oh, now we've got to do this again. Alright. Well, we're going to have to put a cut in the episode pretty quick here, but we can do this first. Alright. Teller area door. Doesn't look like we can get over there. Apparently there's nothing on that side. This may be the one we're looking for. Oh. I held Alt. A lot of them can be clicked on. Alright, hold on. Before we hack... Hacking is more likely to raise alarms, I'm guessing. Let's see what this take bit means. An activation bit. Time to find a socket. Oh, but it blocked us in when we picked it up. That's peculiar. Sorry for the loud sound effect there. It might be a bit louder than normal. So I guess you just pick one of those up. Oh, and then, okay. So it'll take 3 to open this up. But might be a bit of a puzzle, actually. Okay, before we do any hacking, let's see if we can figure this out. Ooh, this might actually be a full-on puzzle. Did that raise anything? that back up. Interesting. Well, let's see what this data node is then. Hey, Chief, I found something that you might want to have a look at. Okay. Looks like a sort of persona non grata list for the Landenberg ring. Everyone on here is listed as shoot on sight. There's a lot of names here, lots of personal information too. Known associates, credit history, holopics, that kind of thing. Alright. Well, there are 3 names on the list that I recognize. One of them is mine, naturally. The Landenberg and the Schwartz-Hertzum never did get along. Another is Hassenkamp. I'm not surprised. Those bastards would just love my head on a plate. And Chief, the other one is yours. They've got a whole dossier on you. No idea where they got it from or why, but they have it. I'd never even heard of these bastards before tonight, so how the hell do they know about me? No idea. Looks like a new file. It was just updated about 20 minutes ago. Hang on a second. There's an attachment. Plots. Here's the intel on those unwanted guests that I warned you about. They're coming tonight. Take appropriate precautions. Great. I'm not surprised. He tried to micromanage everything when we worked together. Everything had to be exactly how he wanted all the time. Can't imagine that's changed now. Well, that was very enlightening. Want me to delete the files? Please. A few seconds passed. Done and done. No need to worry about those. Yeah. Well, that's probably a good idea then. So, what am I guess we get a net gain of 1 node by doing this. I still have to leave 1 to get out. I can't pick both up, but I get to keep 1. I've got 1 from there. I need to hack that probably to get out. I'd like to get through the teller area though. That's probably a way to get money, right? Probably need 3 bits. So what happens if you put 1 here? Okay, that will hold that door open then. So this nets us another 1. That puts us up to 3, right? Okay, it's not a very complicated puzzle. We'll do this hacking and then we might take a break for the next episode to continue on. Maybe finish the first floor of the building kind of thing. Alright, teller area door. Your comlink crank goes to life. Hey, Chief, I just cracked open a security door somewhere near you. Might be worth checking out. You please tell him to concentrate on the job. We're here to settle the debt, not to hunt for souvenirs. Alright, Blitz, we'll look into it. Great. The teller area door. They've probably got money. Alright, so we should have more than enough bits now to do the final phase. So far, we're being pretty sneaky. Haven't had to fight very much other than the 1 server guy. Poor server guy. Wasn't even really doing anything terrible, just looking after the server at night. Alright, Chief, looks like another firewall. We're gonna try to get you limited access to the facility. You should be able to find a terminal in there that can bring the firewall down, and from there I'll get you to access the vault. Okay, well that's my plan. So you just needed the 2 bits to get through this one. So you need the 3 for the bonus objective, 2 for the minimum. Alright, you're clear into the second secured area. Keep your eyes open. There's a tiny chance that you might bump into some physical security from here on out. Other than the crazy guy. Yeah, other than him. You said that there wouldn't be any security in the building. Awesome Kampf Town sounds tired. Easy in, easy out, no security. That's what you told Mr. Grinder. Those were your exact words. Yeah, well, the situation has changed a bit. Look, I'm not saying that you will hit security. I'm just saying you might. So keep your eyes open and lower the next firewall. It does sound like they knew we were coming, so things... I mean, maybe we should just back out right now, honestly. But anyway, I want to get this gear. It's an Armtech MGL. We can't even use it, but it's a launcher. It's a grenade launcher. That's awesome. But we're not good enough at shooting it to actually use it. Still, I'm definitely going to keep it and sell it. Cool. All right, well, I think that'll be it for this episode. I think this is like an elevator to the next area. Or just we're likely to get in combat. I would really like to get through that password door, so just a second here. It's sort of cheating, but... oh, it's a really easy password. Okay, I just don't want to miss it out. I'm not sure if they tell you anywhere where the password is, but it's not very... You could probably have guessed, because it's that. We're dealing with a winner here. All right, what do we get for hacking this, or guessing a password? A cursory inspection shows you that this computer has primarily been used to access a host of illicit matrix sites. While there is a full suite of office productivity software installed, it hasn't been opened in months. Wow, the Landerberg Ring really needs to start keeping a closer eye on its employees. I'm not surprised. It's only a matter of time before Plots runs this place to the ground. Do I literally get nothing for doing that? That's a shame. Albert Trips, eh? Well, it didn't really matter. It's just a little bit of fluff. Alright, so yeah, we'll call that an episode for today. Some of these passwords, I know like earlier on in the game, there's a few computers I didn't hack because I'm not a decker this time. And I didn't find or guess the password. So I feel like in the future, just to be thorough, I might just look up the passwords just to show you guys, because I think it's nice to know what happens. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. Next time, we will continue Blitz's mission and see what happens. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.